Let's welcome in our national college football writers, Matt Zenitz and John Talty. We have both of them here today because there is just so much happening in the world of college football. And of course, the transfer portal just continues to light up. And we'll go ahead and start with the number one player, according to 24/7 Sports, in the transfer portal, who is now spoken for. That is former Washington State quarterback John Mateer, who is now currently going to Oklahoma. And Zenitz, I'll start with you. This wasn't a huge surprise considering he was likely going to follow his offensive coordinator, Ben Arbuckle, but how were the Sooners able to close this one out?
Yeah, so not a huge surprise, but at the same time, it was more of a behind-the-scenes battle and a more interesting couple of days leading up to him landing at Oklahoma than probably most people realize. So this became a deal where Oklahoma ended up having not only competition and a number of different schools around the country trying to get involved with John Mateer, as I'm sure you can imagine. But there ended up being significant competition from a combination of ACC schools. One being Miami, which was very aggressive, including financially, to try to get in the mix for John Mateer. But an interesting one that heard about in the last couple of days that also tried to get involved was North Carolina, led by Bill Belichick, who had identified John Mateer as a top target for them as a transfer portal quarterback option. And they were high enough on John Mateer that Belichick pulled out all the stops, had some of his former Patriot players like Tom Brady, Rob Gronkowski, different guys like that, FaceTiming with John Mateer and pulling out the natural pitch of just having the opportunity to play for arguably probably the best coach in NFL history. But ultimately for Oklahoma, fortunately for the Sooners, did have those pre-existing relationships with not only the new offensive coordinator in Oklahoma, Ben Arbuckle, but also the quarterbacks coach there who was at Washington State also, John Kuziewski. And that contributed, along with a FaceTime call with a prominent former Sooner and Baker Mayfield, to John Mateer landing in Norman and Brent Venables and Ben Arbuckle now having a start quarterback to move forward with at Oklahoma.
Well, what strikes me is that we're now in a battle of FaceTimes, right? You know, Matt had the report about Tom Brady FaceTiming with Bryce Underwood being one of the reasons that put Michigan over the top. I guess we have Brady now FaceTiming on Bill Belichick's behalf, Baker Mayfield for Oklahoma. It's a unique thing that's happening here, I think, where it's not just about money, but it's these schools pulling all the different relationships that they have to try to get it over the top. And I think to Matt's point, you know, Oklahoma had to get this one done. They've had quite a few players, offensive players especially, hit the portal. Matt and Chris Hummer have done a great job documenting that over the last couple of weeks. And to fend off Miami, which the success that they had with Cam Ward, I think is really impressive. There are a lot of QBs that are interested in that situation because of how well they did. And then, you know, everybody knows Bill Belichick's reputation. And when Bill Belichick goes as all in as he did with John, I think the fact that you can still beat that out and get him on campus in Norman is huge for Brent Venables. Had to have it, and I think it gives, you know, that base a reason to have some hope after what's been, you know, disappointing offseason so far of what they've lost in the portal.
Hey, and I'll add in one more thing also that's just interesting to keep an eye on with North Carolina. So it's something that was brought up during the course of that process. It was just that North Carolina was going to be very competitive financially, and it became even more clear to me that they're going to be set up better from a resource standpoint and from an infrastructure perspective compared to what was the case under Mack Brown, which I know was part of the pitch for them with Bill Belichick. But that was clear, even though they didn't get John Mateer, just that they're going to be set up pretty well just in terms of infrastructure, financially, as far as resources also, which even though it didn't land them John Mateer, should help with some other guys moving forward.
Yeah, speaking of not being able to land John Mateer, but what it could look like going forward with North Carolina, I'm sure I'm asking this on behalf of all Michigan fans out there. Zenitz, real quick, how much do you anticipate Tom Brady to be a part of the recruiting team when it comes to North Carolina? That sparked my interest a little bit.
Well, first of all, Tom's obviously helped out Michigan recently with landing their quarterback of the future with Bryce Underwood, and I know John mentioned that also. But I think Tom's loyal to Michigan, his alma mater, even though I think it's been well documented, the strained relationship that Tom and Bill had towards the end of Tom's tenure in New England. So it made it a surprise to me when Tom's name came up to go along with Gronk as far as being part of this group or group FaceTime session or just these different FaceTime calls.
Yeah, I saw Gronk actively promoting North Carolina on the LA Bowl presented by Gronk. So that was not as much of a surprise. But yeah, the Tom Brady thing, he seems like he has a couple different feet in different camps here. But let's go here, Talty. You talk about the price of a quarterback. You've talked about how the price of an offensive lineman has absolutely skyrocketed this year, more so than years past. We know that's always an important position, but why is this year maybe bigger in terms of the price tag for offensive linemen than what we've seen in the past?
Yeah, I think it's a combination of a couple things. I think first off, it's the fact that there's a lot of money flooding into the market. Between the revenue share that's coming down the line, you're seeing schools that maybe traditionally have not been that aggressive about, really spending money in this portal cycle, having a lot more money at their disposal, knowing that, come July, they could have a $15 million or so budget to work with. And you're seeing schools backload some of these deals. But, we know that quarterbacks, people love to spend on those. And there's other positions, wide receiver, defensive line, that are certainly going up. But I think the offensive line one has struck me as maybe the most interesting because we know there's a lot of value. We see NFL players that, left tackles and guards get paid a lot of money. But what's been striking to me is that it's been guys who are pretty good, but not necessarily stars, and you're hearing them either asking for and or getting seven figures. That, to me, I think shows how much money has really come into the market right now, where a guy who maybe is a marginal starter is going to be in the very high six figures, potentially low seven figures range, which we just have not really seen that across the board at that position. And really has been, meant more for QBs and some really high-level edge rushers at that kind of compensation range in the past.
The one sentence I'll add in as a follow-up. The market has essentially gone up 3 times what it was from as recently as a couple years ago. So essentially players at this point are making around 3 times more compared to what players in similar positions were making as recently as 2 years ago.
Wow. All right. Let's end here real quick. I want to hear your underrated pickup of the portal cycle so far, Zenitz. Let's start with you.
Well, I'm going to do one quick one on defense, one on offense. So defense, Zachariah Poyser that went to Miami, an under-the-radar kid who was at Jacksonville State, who I think we actually talked about on this show previously, but got some terrific feedback on him. Just his schools became more and more aware, and had 75 tackles, 3 interceptions this year at Jacksonville State. Had one SEC personnel staffer mention to me that they feel like he has All-American upside now down at Miami. And then one quick one on offense. Florida landed J. Michael Sturdivant, a receiver from UCLA last night. Didn't put up big numbers there. NFL scouts are a lot higher on him than people would think just based on the numbers.
I'll go quick here. I love Boston College's pickup of Dylan Lonergan, the backup Alabama QB, ranked number 21 in terms of transfer portal QBs at 24/7 Sports. But I think he has a great fit, knows Bill O'Brien, and he's a guy that Alabama, particularly Nick Saban, was extremely high on before he ended up leaving. So that's a guy that people in that building really liked. I think it could be a situation similar to Pittsburgh where Eli Holstein kind of comes in under the radar and then does really well. So I like Dylan, BC.
All right. Thank you both so much for the great analysis. We appreciate it. Check out more of their work at 247sports.com and the 247 Sports YouTube. Thanks for watching. Enjoy the games.